It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet are vying for the chance to become the last of our Final Four in this year's elementary school competition. We started with 40 schools. We're down to the Final Four. Who will it be? Let's meet today's teams. First from Mount Rainier Elementary, would you say hello to Paul Barquillo, Nicholas Owen, and Jonathan Vigil? And for University Park Elementary School, here they are, Sean Leonard, Abby Coleman, and Riley Commissar-Burry. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green Things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body Systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty. Easier questions on the left, 5 and 10 points. Tougher, 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds today, we will have a Final Four team to join Whitehall and Robert Goddard Montessori and Magnolia. Let's go over and make sure everything is working properly. Let's go to the red team. Would you try your buzzer for me, Nick? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Jonathan and to Paul. And Abby, how about the green teams? Ready and raring to go. Good luck to you, to Riley and to Sean. I just have to say, these games today, the best of the best. You are elite players. You've made it this far in the competition, and we know we're going to have a great game. No matter who wins, everybody really wins at this level of competition, so you should feel very proud of yourselves. Let's begin. We go alphabetically, M before you, so Mount Rainier and Nicholas, start us out.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, if you watch the Kung Fu Panda movies, you know that there is a furious 5, including this predatory insect known as Master what,
Mantis.
Nicholas?
Praying mantis.
Yeah, the praying mantis, Master Mantis it is. Go, red.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, you would think with all the pounding that this bird does, it would get concussions. University Park.
Woodpecker.
Woodpeckers, yeah, but they do not because of enhanced structural bones in their skulls. Go again, green.
Science Potpourri for 10 points, please.
Science Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, your parents probably don't have rotors and they don't hover over you, but if they did, they'd be known as these kinds of parents. University Park.
Helicopter.
Helicopter parents, that's right, with rotors and hovering. Those were your clues there. Go green.
Dateline Science for 10 points, please.
Dateline Science for 10 points. Teams, at the Field Museum in Chicago, you will find Sue, which is the best ever skeleton. University Park.
T-Rex.
Yeah, the best T-Rex skeleton ever found, and she is displayed there for all to see. Nicely done. 80 to 55, green advantage. Abby?
Let's get physical for 10 points, please.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, on the Kelvin temperature scale, if it reads minus 273.15 degrees, it's as cold as it will ever get. University Park?
Absolute 0.
It is absolute 0. That is exactly right. Good. Green.
Green things for 10 points, please.
Green things for 10. Teams, we know that snakes shed their skin, dogs shed their fur, and the trees in this region called crepe myrtles shed their what? University Park?
Bark.
Their bark, yeah, and you can see how nice and smooth it looks afterwards. It almost looks like it was manufactured. That's it. Where next?
Body systems for 10 points, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, a duodenoscope is an instrument that doctors insert into your throat. It goes down through your stomach, and it enters into the first part of what organ? Nicholas?
The large intestine.
No. Good try. University Park, the duodenoscope goes down your throat, through your stomach, into the first part of this organ.
The small intestine?
It's the small intestine. That was the right one. Yes, indeed. Nice try, Nick. Go green.
Dateline for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list is a book about these brothers who were aeronautical. Yes, Matt Rainier.
The Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers, yes, aeronautical pioneers. They were also great bicyclists as well. But I didn't know until I read that. Go red.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, we all know about lead. It's been in the news because of the water in Flint, Michigan. You would think, looking at its name, its chemical symbol would be LD. But its symbol is named for its Latin name, plumbum. So its symbol is what, University Park?
Pass to Sean.
Sean?
PB.
PB, absolutely right. Good. Green.
Let's get physical for 15 points, please.
Let's get physical for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, if you watch an NFL game, along the sideline, there is a man with a microphone inside of a curved arc. Is that arc, that mirror, parabolic, elliptical, or trapezoidal? University Park.
Elliptical?
Not elliptical. To pick up the sounds with that microphone, that curved mirror, that curved arc, is it parabolic, elliptical, or trapezoidal?
Parabolic.
Parabolic, absolutely right. Good, red, go.
Body systems for 15.
Body assistance for 15 points. Former NFL quarterback Terry Bradshaw is on TV showing off University Park.
Shingles?
Yeah, he shows that nasty rash associated with childhood chicken pox that we know as shingles. Nicely done, Abby. Go.
Zoo parade for 15 points, please.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, in the movie The Revenant, the actor Leonardo DiCaprio plays a trapper who eats the raw liver of this largest North American animal. University Park.
Grizzly bear?
Not the grizzly bear. Mountain Rainier. He eats the liver of this largest North American mammal.
The black bear?
The buffalo. The buffalo is bigger than them all. Green.
Green things for 15, please.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, flowering plants all produce seeds within which you can find a tiny plant that will grow into the whole plant. That tiny plant inside the seed is known as this. University Park.
The embryo?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Good answer there, Abby. Embryo it is. The buzzer says our first round is over. It looks like we've used up all of the 10 and 15-point questions. A lot of tough questions left. Let's check that score. Mount Rainier 85, University Park 155. Part 2 of Science Bowl straight ahead. Right back.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dantre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important. Anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
Be out there. Be out there. Be out there.
Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally. Spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep in streams, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost: childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. We're dancing to the music here during the break and trying to relieve a little bit of the stress because it's an important game here today. Today's winner moves on to the Final Four, into the semifinals and finals in this year's competition. University Park, in our 30 years on the air, has won more times than any other elementary school, and Mount Rainier is saying, we want to win one championship. Maybe this is our year. It might be. Let's find out about the players if you haven't met them on previous shows. Let's go over to Mount Rainier. And Nicholas, tell us about your school. Give me the important people other than yourself. Who's the principal?
Mr. Hens.
Mr. Hens. Sponsor of your team?
Mr. Wallace.
Mr. Wallace, great guy out there. He has been with us for many, many years. Kevin, thank you for all your dedication and your support here on Science Bowl. And any alternates, Nick?
Eunice, Tatiana, and Jasper.
Wonderful. But they're not with us today, are they? But they trained with you, so they're an important part of the team, and thank you for mentioning their names. And you told me before that not only is there great technology at Mount Rainier, but you got some nice people there too. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can't wait to get to school because you know people there have your best interests at heart. And what you going to do someday?
I would like to be a chef.
Yeah. How'd you get interested in being a chef?
My great uncle David, he worked for the Capitol building as a cook.
Ah, okay. So did he pass along some of his recipes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of chefs don't do that. I remember as a busboy asking for a recipe for chocolate chantilly pie it was, and the chef got all upset at me. He said, that's mine, that's mine. Get very proprietary. Do you cook in your spare time?
Yes.
That's great. And you're only a fourth grader, and you're just an amazing student here. Thank you, Nick, for being here. Jonathan, nice to have you here. How do you know so much about science? Because you do.
I watch a lot of Discovery and read lots of books based on science.
Yeah, you're doing all the right stuff. And someday, what are you headed to do, Jonathan?
Mechanical engineer.
Yeah. And why mechanical engineer?
Because my grandpa likes to work on cars, and my dad is a carpenter, so a handyman, so he does everything.
Yeah, so yeah, you got it in your genes, and you can just take apart things and put them back together and make them work, and that's a skill. That is a skill, Jonathan. Paul, nice to have you here. You want to be a scientist, right?
Yes.
And I know you love science, and that's why you're here on the show. What do you do in your spare time, Paul?
Mostly just play games on my iPad and watch YouTube.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and we spend, I think, an inordinate amount of our time doing that. Sometimes I think we need to get out more and get away from those screens because, yeah, we're kind of addicted to them, wouldn't you say sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. You're a good player, Paul. Nice to have you back. University Park, nice to have you guys here, and you're wearing matching shirts over there, and those shirts say the Science Bowl, and the logo exactly matches what we see behind you there, and that was all because of Mr. Favero, your estimable host. He's just a great guy. Jeff, thank you for all your support over the years, and your principal is here today, isn't she, Abby?
Yes, she is.
And Miss Davis will be out in just a few moments here, and alternates on your team, first names?
We have 3 alternates, Lilia, Jordan, and Mia.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll see them, and thank you, all of you alternates, for what you do here. You're an important part of the team. And you told me last time that at University Park you got a whole laundry list of extracurricular activities. You can do just about anything. I was intrigued with ceramics.
Ceramics is one of our after-school activities. We also have debate club, which is a big one. But yeah, ceramics has been going on. It's been going on for a very long time, and that's what most people sign up for.
Yeah, it's different because it's creative. You can take a souvenir home. You have a little pin on there. Abby, what is that?
That's a flower from my favorite video game.
Oh, I like that. I like it. And what are you going to do someday? You're going to be, she is a rock lady. Planetary geology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she took a class and saw some rocks from Mars, and you told me that one of the rocks was older than the planet Earth.
Yeah, it was a slab, and part of it kind of looked like metal, and the other part was just rocky, and it was pretty big, and we passed it around, and it was awesome getting to know that I'm holding something that's older than all of a lot of what we've known.
So your mind really can't get around that, can it? I mean, it's just something, huh? I love your passion that you bring to the game, and you play so well, Abby.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sean, nice to have you here. And you're into some kind of magic card game. You told me that you play with millions of other folks. And but we talked about professions, and I think you're still kind of undecided, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any inklings? Because, you know, we adults always want to know what you want to do when you grow up, you know?
Yeah. Physicist.
Physicist, all right, that works for me for today. What do you do in your spare time if you're not into your magic card game?
Probably on YouTube.
Yeah, that's our go-to place, isn't it, right? Yeah. Riley, nice to have you here. She told me earlier that she's into cybersecurity, and of course that is a huge threat today. And the government would love to have you, Riley, someday, because, you know, we need folks like you. How'd you get interested in this?
I kind of wanted to be a hacker, but I didn't really want to get arrested. So I decided to be like a good guy hacker.
Oh, that's good. We're so lucky, you know, that you're part of the good team here. You played a nice game, too. Let's get back to it. 155 University Park, 85 from Mount Rainier. Last correct answer came from the green team, and we have lots of high-valued questions left. Still anybody's game. Abby, start us out.
Science potpourri for 5 points, please.
For 5 points, teams, there is a favorite demonstration that science teachers do. They mix together borax and Elmer's glue and water, and they make this viscous, oozing goo. University Park.
Slime?
Yeah, I've been slimed. There are so many recipes for slime. That's just one of them. Add food coloring and it's real good. Try green.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points is a visual question. Would you all of you look at the monitor in the studio, please? This is a Google Doodle. If you look carefully, yes, those pieces of laboratory equipment do spell Google. And I will give you 20 points. This is a multiple choice question. If you can tell me if the piece in yellow is a test tube, a beaker, or a flask. University Park.
A flask?
It is a flask. Yes, it is a Florence flask. Good. Green. Come on, guys, jump on this. Take a chance. You need those points. Abby.
Physical for 5. Let's get physical for 5 points, please.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, a toy company called Be Amazing will sell you a tube, some Mentos candies, and some Diet Coke so you can make these like, yes, Nicholas.
A volcano?
Not a volcano. University Park, you can make these that can be found also in real life in Yellowstone National Park.
A Coke geyser?
A geyser. That's what I want to hear, a geyser. Good. Green.
Let's get physical for 20 points.
For 20 points, and let's get physical. Teams, these visible masses of condensed water vapor are actually contributing to the melting of the glaciers on Greenland. What am I talking about?
Clouds?
Those are clouds, absolutely right. Yeah, we thought we might fool you with all the highfalutin, but we're just talking about clouds. Yeah, it retains the heat, and that raises that temperature, and that's why those glaciers, among the reasons they're melting so quickly. Go green.
Green things for 5 points.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, you might call George Washington Carver Mr. This.
Peanut.
Mr. Peanut, because he came up with over 100 different uses for this legume, the peanut, not including peanut butter. Someone else discovered that. Go red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Visual question, onto the monitors. Teams, 5,300 years ago, this man was mummified in an Austrian glacier. This is the Iron Man. We found that he suffered from lactose intolerance. He couldn't drink milk. And he also had in his gut H. pylori bacteria that cause these U-initialed lesions, once thought to be caused by stress. University Park.
Ulcers?
Yes, he had ulcers, indeed. Good, go.
Dateline science for 5 points.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, the winner of the Caldecott Award, the best children's book last year, was titled The True Story of the World's Most Famous Bear, who famously got his head stuck in a honey pot.
Winnie
Matt Rainier.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is right. Yep, good, go.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, be specific here. Jane Goodall is known as the world's preeminent primatologist or primatologist because of her landmark studies with these animals. Be specific, Matt Rainier.
Apes?
Be specific.
Gorillas?
Nope, not gorillas. University Park, Jane Goodall, the world's preeminent primatologist because of her landmark studies with these animals.
Primates?
Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees is what I wanted. Go again, red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, multiple choice question. Teams, the first of the multiple stomachs found in cows and sheep and llamas and other animals that chew cuds is the rumen, the lumen, or the omasum. Abby's.
Pass to Sean.
Sean.
Rumen?
The rumen, absolutely right. That's why they call them ruminants. That was why I put that in there. I thought that would be a clue for you, and you grabbed it. Nicely done, Sean. Go. Green.
Green things for 20 points, please.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, the main reason most trees die is because of problems with their hydraulics. Water no longer flows up these channels. Matt Rainier, name those channels for 20 points. Nicholas.
The roots?
Not the roots, no. What channels do we not see water flowing up through, which leads to the hydraulic failure that leads to tree death?
Veins?
Xylem. The xylem tubes was their name. That was a toughie. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. The big one in that category, Charles Darwin, when he was leaving the Galapagos Islands, marked on his map, "Here be dragons." Because what kind of reptiles did he find there, Nick?
Komodo dragons?
No, he didn't find Komodo dragons. Here be dragons. On the Galapagos Islands, what creatures did Charles Darwin find?
Iguanas?
Yeah, he found marine iguanas. Good answer. Good, go.
Body systems for 5 points.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, President Obama's lacrimal glands got a workout recently during a news conference about guns because he shed a lot of these. University Park.
Tears.
Yes, he was very upset. He was crying during that conference. Go green.
Green things for 25 points.
Green things for 25 points. We know that female mosquitoes are hematophagous because they eat blood, but their male mates are phytophagous because they do what? Matt Rainier.
Fruit.
Be more specific.
Eat fruit.
Not quite, not quite. Male mosquitoes are phytophagous, which means they do what, as opposed to the females that feed on blood?
Drink nectar.
They drink nectar, absolutely right. Phyto means plant, so they are plant eaters. Specifically, they are nectar eaters. Go green.
Dateline science for 25 points.
Dateline science for 25 points. Teams, when the New Horizons spacecraft got in close on Pluto last summer, it saw an icy plain that is named for this first spacecraft launched by Russia that set off the space race. Name that satellite, Nicholas.
Sputnik.
You've got that. That's the way to do it, young man. Go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, the big one in that category. Teams, our intelligence agents, Riley may be one of them one day, recently thought that North Korea had set off an underground nuclear test because they saw on this instrument back in the United States different waves. University Park.
A seismograph?
Seismograph or seismometer. Nicely done, Abby. Where?
Let's get physical for 25 points.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, the Environmental Protection Agency says the second leading cause of lung cancer after smoking is this radioactive gas that has been found in Montgomery County and some Prince George's counties. Abby.
Carbon monoxide?
Not carbon monoxide. This gas is found in some schools in Montgomery and Prince George's County and in some of our basements. Can you name that radioactive gas? Radon. That's the way to do it, Nick. Last question, body systems for 25 points. Teams, if you are suffering from iron deficiency, meaning you have also very few red blood cells, what initial condition do you have? Matt Rainier.
Anemia.
You are anemic, absolutely right, and that was not anemic playing. Nice finish there from Matt Rainier, but it looks like University Park has done it. They're going on to the Final Four. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
And welcome back. Boy, it was the Clash of the Titans here today. We knew we were going to get a great game, and that is just what we had. Some really elite students playing our game today. Our final tally is Mount Rainier 145, University Park 325, and the winningest school in Science Bowl history continues to win. You guys are going to the Final Four. Sean and Abby and Riley, congratulations. And look at the shadow team back there, Jordan and Lilia and Mia, and their very proud sponsor, Mr. Jeff Favero, the one and only, and Miss Davis, their wonderful principal, is here. She knows a good thing when she sees it, and she's so proud of these young people. Mount Rainier, let me see some big smiles. Nick, you are amazing. Very few fourth graders can do this, and you do this so well. Jonathan and Paul, I hope you come back and play our game again. You are great guys. And Miss Cribbs, thank you. The vice principal at Mount Rainier is here to support this team. And talk about one and only Kevin Wallace. Super guy, super sponsor, super teacher. And you guys have been a super audience. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next time. Join us for the elementary school final. See you then. I'm Dave.